1 Elon Musk. Net worth $250 billions. Source of wealth Tesla. SpaceX. Elon Musk is now the richest person in the world.
I mean, we got to be excited about the future. We got to do things that make us want to live. You know, it cannot always be about problems every day. I mean, do you want to wake up every morning and everything's just a problem? What inspires you and what makes you excited about the future? There's got to be some things like that.
2 Jeff Bezos. Net worth $215 billions. Source of wealth Amazon.
Everything I've ever done has started small. Amazon started with a couple of people, and Blue Origin started with 5 people, and the budget of Blue Origin was very, very small. Now the budget of Blue Origin approaches $1 billion a year. And next year it'll be more than $1 billion. And Amazon literally was 10 people. Today it's 500,000 people, but it's hard to remember for you guys, but for me it's like yesterday I was driving the packages to the post office myself and hoping one day we could afford a forklift. But so for me, I've seen small things get big, and it's part of this day one mentality. I like treating things as if they're small. You know, Amazon, even though it is a large company, I want it to have the heart and spirit of a small one.
3 Bernard Arnault and family. Net worth $191 billions. Source of wealth LVMH.
In a business which is successful, I always say to my team, you should be thinking that the worst is coming, and you should never be satisfied.
4 Mark Zuckerberg. Net worth $185 billions. Source of wealth Facebook.
So many things go wrong when you're starting a company, and often I think people ask, what mistakes should you avoid making? And my answer to that question is don't even bother trying to avoid mistakes, because you're going to make tons of mistakes, right? And the important thing is actually learning quickly from whatever mistakes you make and not giving up. Right, and I mean, there are things every single year of Facebook's existence that could have killed us or made it so that it just seemed like moving forward and making a lot of progress just seemed intractable. But you just kind of bounce back and you learn, and nothing is impossible. You just have to kind of keep running through the walls.
5 Larry Ellison. Net worth $179 billions. Source of wealth Oracle.
And when you start telling people that all the experts are wrong, at first they call you arrogant, and then they say you're crazy. So remember this, graduates. When people start telling you that you're crazy, you just might be onto the most important innovation in your life. Of course, the other possibility is you're crazy.
6 Larry Page. Net worth $155 billions. Source of wealth Google.
We have all these different products. We have advertising, we have search, we have Chrome, we have Android, we have YouTube, and so on. And those things are actually relatively different. They have different things going on. So I think I kind of moved that up a level in the company and made sure that we were super focused in each of those areas on what our user experience was. So I just think, in a technology business growing rapidly, you just need to make sure you're changing everything. You're being responsive to that change.
7 Sergey Brin. Net worth $149 billions. Source of wealth Google.
It's very rewarding when you work on something you think is going to make a big difference. And it's a little bit harder, but I think the passion that one might bring with it brings so much more energy to that you're more likely to succeed.
8 Bill Gates. Net worth $135 billions. Source of wealth Microsoft.
You are here with your daughter, who is 21, right? And you were 21 when you became a billionaire. Is that right?
Almost, yeah.
All right, so around that age, you were like the youngest person to become a billionaire. Is that right?
Yeah, in terms of my own, earning it on my own, yeah.
Right, okay, so, just the most important thing, yeah. So, when you were a kid, did you care about money, or you just cared about technology and it just happened?
Mostly I love software. I do remember at the private school I went to, there were other kids whose families were better off, like they had a Porsche or something, but it wasn't that big of a deal. My thing was that I just loved doing software, I loved hiring people, and I was stunned when it ended up being so valuable.
9 Steve Ballmer. Net worth $135 billions. Source of wealth Microsoft.
Let me say, the most important thing in leadership, I say it in a simple phrase, ideas matter. If you're a great leader and you have great accountability and it's incredible charisma and you pick the right people and you send them the wrong direction, forget about it. I like to think of that movie Thelma and Louise. They were charismatic, brilliant people, and if you followed them, you'd still be dead when they drove off the cliff at the end. So I think the most important thing is really picking the right direction, picking the right people. I'll put that second on the list. Strong sense of accountability. That'd be probably the third thing I would say. And the ability to see the playing field. I mean, in some sense, that's part of leadership. Not just a vision on where we're going now, but you see what's coming at you. You see what things are going to change. Because the leader can almost do that more uniquely than anybody else.
10. Warren Buffett. Net worth $128.90 billions. Source of wealth Berkshire Hathaway.
I don't really understand it. I think it's an incredible technological advance in terms of showing what we can do, but I don't know whether we know what happens in it. I was listening, who was it the other day that who knows a lot about technology. He just says it scares him. Well, it scares him. It scares me in terms of the possibilities of it. I mean, we've done amazing things, like we figured out how to create an atom bomb back in 1945. I didn't know what an atom was or anything, but Einstein told me it was going to change the world, and it changed the world. So I don't want to change the world too many times without having some idea of the consequences of it. And I think this is extraordinary, but I don't know whether it's beneficial.